Hey everyone, it's Friday. That means it's time to deploy. I'm your host, John Bristow. Missing today is Jim Pelletier. He's away on leave. We're very jealous. Anyways, he'll be back in a couple of weeks. Meanwhile, we're going to go ahead and explore the news of the week. So let's go ahead and switch over through the magic of software. We are promoting a bunch of stuff up on our website, most notably Shipped. This is coming on November 15th. This is our free all day virtual event that we'll be hosting. You can sign up today. Registration is now available. Tickets are going fast, yada, yada, yada. We got a lot of great speakers who will be speaking at Shipped, and they'll be talking about a whole bunch of awesome stuff. So if you're an existing customer or you're interested to learn more about Octopus, I would highly encourage you to come check it out. We've got Paul delivering the keynote, and then after that, we've got Colin giving us an update on the roadmap. You're going to hear a lot of really cool things in that session. And then we've got a whole bunch of other technical sessions featuring Octopus Cloud, Kubernetes, GitOps, GitHub Actions, Dora metrics, multi-tenancy, and everything else in between. So again, octopus.com/shipped is the website. You can register today. It's a free event. Or you can just go to our homepage and click on the banner that's at the top hand of the page. You can see it starts in 25 days, so you have time to register. Tell your friends. Anyways, moving on to some of the other news, we've recently announced a couple, well, we haven't really announced it, but we've talked about it on our roadmap. We have a couple of new updates for Octopus Cloud. One is we are improving the resiliency of Tentacle on sort of unreliable networks. So high latency networks that are kind of flaky tend to cause problems, especially during a deployment. And so what can happen in these instances if Tentacle can't connect is you'll see failed steps during deployment, etc. And oftentimes when that happens, you have to perform a manual restart. So what we've done is we've added some resiliency to Tentacle, particularly in the way in which it handles flaky or high latency networks. This is new in Octopus Cloud, and we've just announced that on our roadmap. Another thing that we've also recently announced is the ability to get contextual information from target roles. So roles allow you to define a whole bunch of things, and namely around targets. And so the tough thing about role, sometimes you forget, like, oh yeah, what targets fall under that role? And so now when you click on a role, we provide this inline contextual flyout that shows up in the UI, and it will show you the list of targets as relevant to target roles. So this is going to be really nice, and we'll give you a little bit of information in there. Again, if you need to check out our roadmap.octopus.com, you'll see a whole bunch of cards listed for things that we've shipped, and we've shipped a lot, things that we are planning to ship, and there's a lot there, and then things that are under consideration. In addition to that, you can submit your own ideas as well. So make sure to check that out, roadmap.octopus.com. We have a bunch of events that are also coming up. We have our partner event coming up in Stockholm, Sweden with partners Solidify. We'll be talking about GitHub Pilot and Octopus Deploy. We also are going to Multi-Tenancy Con, which is a part of KubeCon. So if you're in the Chicago area, we'd love to see you. That's in November. We're also going to be at Tech Bash. Bob Walker will be there. He's our field CTO, and he'll be delivering a talk. So if you happen to catch him, you might get a sticker from him. We'll also be at GitHub Universe. We'll have a booth there over in San Fran, and really looking forward to this event. We went last year, had a great time. This year should be no different, and really keen to hear what GitHub has to say. And then we've also got a local event down in South Australia, Adelaide in particular, DDD Adelaide. That's on November 18th. So that's octopus.com/events. We also have a few blog posts that we recently posted. The most recent one is this one by Andy entitled Why Visibility is Important for Modern Deployments. I think you can kind of tell where this is going, but basically, without visibility into your deployments, and this goes beyond just technical folk, non-technical folks should know about when deployments go out as well. Without that visibility, you really have no idea of what's going out, how often it's going out, what velocity you're going out at. And so Andy builds the case here of why you have to have visibility within your pipeline and how Octopus is really, really good at providing deployment visibility. That's through a number of ways. We have our dashboards, as you're aware. We also have our insights integration as well. So if you're keen on using that, you can go check it out. He provides links throughout his article, which is awesome. We also have webinars coming up. So we've got in the coming weeks, we've got the town hall, which is every month, the last Wednesday of every month. And this features just a bunch of folks that I grab a shirt collar and force to get on the webinar with me. We do demos, we talk about the news, latest tech trends, etc. That's on October 25th. We've got a webinar featuring Adam and Steve talking about platform engineering, and then I'll be wrapping up with a Octopus 101 session That is on November 2nd, and that is just basically kicking the tires. So that's really useful if you haven't seen Octopus before. Speaking of video content, we've got our YouTube channel. This is up on YouTube at Octopus Deploy, and we recently posted our latest webinar, which was earlier today, entitled Deploying to Kubernetes at Scale with Octopus. This was hosted by Matt Casperson, and really kind of takes you through the journey of our integration with Kubernetes. So whether you're relaying the Kubernetes object status, whether you're utilizing the various steps we have within the deployment process, Adam. Matthew takes you through all of the various parts and pieces of deploying via Octopus to Kubernetes, whether you're targeting EKS, etc. It doesn't matter. This is what he shows. And so this is a great little primer on showing how to use that. So that's up on our YouTube channel, which is great. Moving on to other news, Bob Walker recently posted a update up on his LinkedIn. He'll be speaking at Multi-Tenancy Con, and he'll be sharing his multi-tenancy architectures learned. And this is on November 6th, if you happen to be at this event. So looking forward to that. We've also got Sam, who's our VP of Finance, sharing with the fact that him and his fellow folks on the finance team have been selected as a finalist for this year's Finance Team of the Year. And so that's awesome. This is the Australia CFO Awards. So congrats to Sam. And then this is really, really interesting. Paul, who's our CEO and founder, recently posted that we celebrated a recent milestone last week, which is we recently surpassed 50 million US ARR, which is for those who have ever been a part of a startup or a SaaS or anything like that, know that you hit these sort of milestones. Your first million, your 5 million mark, 10 million mark, 25 million mark, 50 million mark, and then 100 million mark, 50 million ARR, which is awesome. Paul got a ton of kudos, which is awesome. And some of the highlights here, which are kind of neat. So Octopus started in 2010 as a nights and weekends hobby project for Paul. And today we have over 200 people, which is true. I joined when we were in our 40s, and I've seen it grow in leaps and bounds, which is awesome. We have been a remote first company since day one. We've only had 1 year in which we didn't turn a profit. We have never created a investor pitch deck, which is awesome. Never been sued, never had an unfair dismissal claim. Gartner still doesn't get what we do. And although we make enterprise software, our end users love us. Our NPS, which is our net promoter score, that's a survey that you typically ask folks, what do you like, what do you dislike? It usually hovers around 60, which is pretty awesome. So congrats to Paul. Congrats to us. I won't break my arm, try to pat ourselves on the back, but it's pretty cool. And I was loving the fact that Paul posted that, so it's great. Moving on to other news, recently Octopus Insider and the CEO of ClearMeasure, Jeffrey Palermo, recently joined Khalid over at JetBrains /TeamCity to talk about CI/CD pipelines for .NET with TeamCity. Even though Octopus isn't mentioned in the title, it does get a few mentions by Jeffrey, which is awesome. And so if you're at all interested, you can check out this recording. Jeffrey uses a lot of architectural diagrams, but he also goes very low level into code, which is great. And I would highly recommend you check this out if you're at all interested. And that, as they say, just about wraps it up. Don't forget to register for Shipped. So you'll see this banner at the top of the page, which I've mentioned already. Lots of great speakers who are there. Octopus.com/shipped. You'll hear me talk about this till the end of the time. But yeah, that's the news of the week. Really appreciate your time. And if you happen to stumble upon this channel, feel free to like and subscribe to this video if you'd like. And also, if you happen to see something in the news that you'd like us to talk about, feel free to submit us a comment. Till next time.